YouTube's put my video on the feeds of a lot of people yesterday, and that's a bad thing, because now thousands of people think that the language that I've been working on for quite a bit looks like this. And I can assure you that it doesn't, but there's just one thing that makes it all possible. The fact that you can select anything as a node. Any node here is going to have a value, because everything is an expression. We do not have statements at all. We don't have items. We don't have anything. Everything is always an expression, but it's still just normal language. So you can say let a equals 5, and then you can print a, and then you can run the file. It's going to give you a 5. It's just a program. What you can also do is you can specify the -d flag, and it's going to give you OK as well. What is OK? OK is what print returned. If we say asked is the last expression here, is the value of the program is going to be asked. And it's for the reason that everything always has to return something. Everything must have a value. There's no way around it. If you find a way around it, if you think, oh, well, empty parentheses are going to have like no value. No, they're going to have nil. Like that's how you handle the edge cases. That's the same for like do ends that is empty, but still. Yeah, so it's just like that. And as a matter of fact, let is an expression. So we can say let b equals let a equals 5. And then you can say, oh, I just like assigned a to, I don't know, input. We can pipe the whole thing, the whole expression, as a matter of fact, into print, right? And you're gonna know what's well, I messed something up, but you know that the result of this thing is gonna be this, right? Isn't it just like the coolest thing ever? You can debug the program so easily. It also means that you have this like Lisp workflow of selecting some node and then running it in your editor. Well, we don't have stdin available in Vim, obviously, but yeah, you can take anything, you can do anything with it. That gives us an amazing REPL experience. So if we run REPL, it's going to be like 1 plus 2. It's going to have a value. This is going to have a value. A comment is not going to have a value though. Like that's the exception. But yeah. This also means that some things are illegal because, as you can see, the entire program that doesn't have like the single line comment, of course, is unlineable entirely. It is entirely unlineable because why would you have an expression that is not unlineable? You don't usually do this in C. You don't have to do this because it doesn't make sense. An expression can always be written on one line, which makes some things straight up impossible. So if we wanted to say let a equals nothing, that's impossible. We can say this, but we're gonna look forward and it's gonna be like not equals and then let a is blank. No. On purpose, empty assignments, empty bindings are not allowed because you don't really have to do that anymore, right? Because what you would do in C is you would say let a equal 0 and then you match I don't know, input, and then you trim the input like this, and then you say, wow, well, if it's like high, if it's high, we're gonna say a equals 5, and then if it's hello, a is gonna be, I don't know, 10, and then we're gonna say, all right, let me actually debug the whole thing. Let me like store inputs in a global, and let me like get it at the end. So you're gonna say, all right, inputs push a, right, and that's sort of disconnected when you think of it. It introduces some bugs to you, possibly. Like you can do like things can happen here, which is very unfortunate. So you can say, all right, let a equals match input trim, because it's implied that match is an expression. It's implied that if is an expression. It's implied that a function declaration is an expression. As a matter of fact, there's no function declaration. There's only variable declaration, because functions are like closures. Yeah, got the word out. You can say, oh, inputs push all of this, and then you're gonna have a. Well, you're not gonna have a actually. But you can say, all right, I don't know, do end inputs push underscore. Underscore is what we get in the pipe. If you didn't see the last video, and then we can take all of this, and then we can say inputs push this, and then return underscore, and then let a. The value of a is going to be this underscore. We know that that a is going to be int. It's not really going to be int because sometimes it can be null, it can fall through. The type system is not perfect, but by the way, somebody thought that we don't have a type system. No, we do. It's just an optional type system of an actually dynamic VM. But yeah, that's how it works. And as a matter of fact, the whole program is an expression because, as you can see, it is identical to a do-end block because it is. Everything's wrapped in this function, and then we can, if we want to like run a file, it's going to be like this. This is equivalent to like running it normally, like entirely. So that also means we can return early from like the thing, the top level. Let's go. I remember the word. We can return 5. is going to be the same thing. You know, you know what I'm talking about. But what if, for example, you didn't really wanna assign to A here for some reason? You can also do label blocks. That is entirely like not something that's related to values. I just like this a lot. And then say we wanted to, I don't know, error, whatever. We're gonna say break A with a value because you have to give it a value. It has to return something. And then we see const x equals whatever, and then we have the x, and then the x is going to be equal to whatever A is equal to right here, which is also one more implicit thing. But you have to you have that, which I think is kind of cool. Like, so we're gonna say ha. We're gonna run with actually like dash d. We're gonna say 10. Then we're gonna say 5. Well, that fell through. I don't know what I did here. I'm not going to debug it. But yeah, that's just what we have here. And as a matter of fact, since the whole like script is a function, you can just make it a function. You can copy paste the contents of an entire file and then say, all right, const mod is all of this, right? And modules will just look like this, right? They're going to look like whatever they last returned. There's some trigger for return stuff, so you can declare pub fn a, 5, whatever. But yeah, usually you're gonna say this, right? If you want to understand it first, fn a, 5, for example, and then fn b is like 10. I don't know. Let's say version equals 0.1.1, and then you can print out the mod, right? And the mod we have to execute it first, though. Right, and it's gonna look like that. Let me actually not do input trim. Let me do trim. Right, and it's just that. It's just that. And as a matter of fact, what we can do with this, this is a table, so it's a reference to a table. That's just how stuff works in languages like this. So we kind of have to copy it. So we will take this and then we copy the table, and then we're gonna say, wow, I want to change the version up, and then you say, all right, underscore the version equals 0.1.0. And then you return the table back. And then you just successfully made 2 modules, but one of them is slightly modified. That's not something you can afford in languages that don't have this, right? Not something you can afford in compiled languages, really, unless it's Zig. In Zig, you can't do that, but that's like the only one that I'm aware of. And that's not something you can do like in TypeScript and Python. You can't do this in Lua, though. I stole the system entirely from Lua. And Lua, the program is wrapped in the main function, which is why I did it this way, because it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense to me. What else did I want to talk about? What else did I want to talk about here? Atoms? I don't think atoms are related. Oh, functions. Yeah, you can take a function. You can take a function and then there's gonna be a closure and you can do stuff with it. Wanted to do something specific. What do I want to do? I don't know. Dot A. Yeah, it's 5. A function is still a value, like is a closure, so it has the value. So like it has to work this way. I wanted to. I entirely forgot about scripting possibilities. So instead of using awk or something, you can just say 2 to the power of like 31. This is the exponent operator, by the way. You can use it like inline, and you'll be sure that if you give it an expression, it gives you something useful back. So this is 2 to the power of 31. That's the 32-bit integer limits. You know what I'm talking about. That gives you a lot of stuff here. You can also set like environment variables. I was thinking of doing some more stuff here. I was thinking of integrating it more with different languages. You can also, by the way, one more thing. I remembered. Any program is represented in this like sort of Lispish way. It's just an AST, but you can think of it as a Lisp, right? Which was like the main inspiration for this. But yeah, let A5 side effect, whatever side effect of like letting A be 5. It modifies the current environment. It doesn't make a new one. What it really does, like at bytecode level, is it says define A and then sign A5, and then you're gonna go call like print A, yeah, and that's just what it does. And what doend does is it just executes all of the statements and then converges into one. So anything always is bound to converge into one value because the whole program is always going to be like one list. Like that's just how it works. There's no way for it not to converge to one value. There's no way for it not to return anything. In extreme bugs, in extreme scenarios, you're always going to get nil or worst scenario missing. If you ever see this atom appear for you, this is a language bug. This is just like the thing that's not supposed to escape to user land by itself without you doing it manually. So if you see that, please report it. Pretty please. What else do I wanna? Oh, you can use the file as a config, sort of. Right? You can say a equals 2, and then you can say b equals 5, whatever. And then you can run it, right? /d/haravi. That's Lua. And then you're gonna get the thing. Well, this formatting is broken, but you can use this one. Wait, no, it's not broken. Whatever. You can just put a table in, and then use it as a table. Which coincidentally like coincides entirely with Lua. Except for like the function definition, of course. But who cares about function definition? Of course, they're not going to be compatible. But yeah, you can sometimes you can like use it as a Lua table. Like it's gonna work. Why is it not working? Yeah, you can just return it, and then you can say ea.lua, and then you can say do file right here. You can require it as well, but do file is there's actually no reason. I don't have anything to say here. A.lua, that's what I'm doing, and it gives us a table, and then we want to get the first element of it, and that's gonna be nil. We want to get the 8th element of it, which is gonna be 2. Like sometimes they're like entirely compatible, which I think is funny. Like you're getting the same thing. You're getting the same thing. Isn't that cool? But also Lua can't do anything ever because it's on purpose. Lua can't do anything ever because it's small embedded scripting language. So yeah, tap in. This whole channel only exists as promotion for the Rebel programming language. It's in the description down there. Check it out. Try it. Submit some issues. Submit some pull requests. That'd be really nice. Write some software in it. Like I want to see some more Rebel software. That'd be nice.